Good morning, happy Sunday, 4th of February. And I guess the title of this talk is I Wish I Were a Doctor, kind of. If you ask anyone in the space, the nutrition space, many of the doctors who are in here now talk about they didn't really know anything about nutrition. And so I guess after having been doing this diet and studying it nonstop, quite literally every day, at least an hour or two, while I'm doing my daily tasks. I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to Professor Barkay, I'm listening to Dr. Barry, I listen to Sean Baker stuff, although he does more, what's latest, greatest, not as much in the teaching area. Believe it or not, I learned a lot from Dr. Sivas, I learned a lot from Dr. Ekberg. And I'm just going to give a shout out to Dr. Berg. Like him or not, you know what? He's the guy who saved my life. He gets the credit. That's the end of that. And I was talking with my daughter, Roxy, who's kind of off stage. This is Carolina. This is Silali. Hi. And she said, well, if you were a doctor, people, might take you more authentically, if you will. But then I remember Bart Kay always talking about the fallacy of appeal to authority. Who cares if I'm a doctor? Who cares if I wear a white coat? I mean, quite literally, what does that mean? At the end of a logical argument, what does it matter, your expertise, if the information is good? I don't need to be a mathematician to tell you that 2 + 2 = 4. And I don't need to be a physicist to tell you that the acceleration due to gravity, mostly, kind of, sort of around the Earth-ish, is 9.8 meters over seconds, all right? So those of us who do have this knowledge can teach. And kind of an aside here, thanks to Dr. Westman, whom I also follow, I found an interesting set of Latin words to end to my motto, which I always used to have. I've always been a teacher. So docendo discimus means by teaching, we learn. But then Westman told a story, I think it was last week sometime, about how he said, when you really know what you're talking about, then you write. So I would add on to that, docendo discimus, scribenscimus, scriben. I always feel like Bill Murray and Caddyshack, whenever, gungada, gungada. For those of you my age will know what the hell, that was funny. That was actually a very funny scene. Scribendo, there we go. So, docendo discimus, scribendo scimus, which means by teaching we learn, by writing we know, all right? And I have some writings in the works. I'm constantly writing, in fact. Answering some Quora questions out on Facebook, helping folks new in the community for carnivore and whatnot. And I just write stories of what I do. I love writing stories. Why don't you read a book? Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll put that in there somewhere. I really will. I'll sandwich it in. So anyway, I don't think you need to be a doctor, wear a white lab coat, or have some titles after your name. I have a ton of letters after my name. I really do. I have a crap ton of letters after my name. Matter of fact, I couldn't fit all the crap I've done. If you put an 8x11 picture behind me, I'd have a wall full of garbage. I mean, write it down in toilet paper, throw it in the loo, and flush. Okay, been there, done that. Got the thimble. I got the designer coffee mug. Ooh. Cheers. Love coffee. Still. Oh well, sue me. Carnivore. So, what's the big deal? All right. So I've been on the planet 57 years, and every year or a couple of years or so, I dig into something that I've never known before and become really good at it. So you can do that too. Get to know what you know, and I'm open to consultations. In the U.S., they're really cheap, because in Mexico, they're kind of really cheap. But I'm a minimalist, so I don't have Porsche payments to make, and I don't have anything. I mean, I got what I need to live. I feel great. No worries, no stress. And so just one quick anecdote, what happened last night. On February 2nd, it's Candle Mass. I think they actually take candles, and it's a mass in the Catholic religions. And on February 2nd, they normally have the tamales, which they made. The guy who got the little muñequita in the Rosca de Reyes on the 6th of January gets to make the tamales on the 2nd of February, and that's typically the end of the Christmas season for Mexico, at least. And so, we push that back to last night, which was the 3rd. Didn't get home till 2 in the morning, and this is the story I want to tell. It's really amazing. I'd woken up that morning at 6:30, no nap. I did drink some caffeinated coffee that I make, my fresh brew, at 6 in the evening. But this coffee, there's only 80 milligrams in there, calculated obviously. And that really doesn't last me any time at all. I don't even notice. Matter of fact, if I just stopped drinking coffee, I wouldn't even get a headache anymore because I have literally so little caffeine compared to my body weight, which is 88 kilos. Just 88 kilos. Just is. This morning it was 88 kilos. Boring. But at 2 in the morning, it's amazing when you're on fat how alert you are. I mean, if you want to concentrate, you can. So I was up for 20 hours yesterday, and at the end of those 20 hours, I drove home. It's about a 20-minute drive. And I'm in Mexico, so I'm not going to say anything bad. Let's just say that, well, they don't do too much with the drinking and driving thing. So you will find an inebriated driver here and there, so you got to be awake, right? I almost never drive at that time, obviously. I did, I think, New Year's, Christmas, and then this deal here. 3 days out of a year. That's less than 1%. Wahoo. So that's that. And I just can't believe how alert I am driving when I travel. I'll fast the day before, and then I'll drive wherever I need to drive, 6, 8 hours, whatever it is. Wide, awake, alert, present, amazing. If for no other reason to get fat adapted, it's when you get in your car every day, buckle that belt, turn that key, throw it in gear, and go. Your chances of getting killed are less when you're awake instead of, on glucose. No. I'm never going back, obviously. If you ever get fat adapted, don't go back. It is so not worth it. I have energy to beat the band. I got strength in my muscles. I'm just loving life. Okay, so there you have it. This is the first Sunday in February. I always hear everybody say February. It's February, by the way. So anyway, have a great one. Be well.